Now that we have established that everybody is post-secondary bound and that all careers, jobs, and placements are important, let's discuss the matter of what has to happen to get beyond the post-secondary level to the world of adulthood. Simply put, what is needed is training. No matter which way or where you go in life, if everybody is post-secondary bound, then everybody will need to specialize in some skills somehow. There are two possibilities for obtaining these needed skills: with or without further institutional learning. Some folks simply go to work, like their jobs, and stay there. Training will likely be required to learn how to do the job. It may be on-the-job training, but training nonetheless, even if it does not involve attending an institution of higher learning. A job may require taking a few courses in order to safely do the required tasks, such as special licenses, safety training, or first aid. These courses are available to everyone, regardless of the academic level attained in their learning program. There are other placements that require little, if any, institutional training, including taking over the family farm or fishing business or other family enterprise. It is not that you won't be learning in the case, it's just that you will not need to go to school. This is important to understand, that even though we can and do learn on our own, it almost always involves other people. Some are paid professionals delivering courses, while others are simply those who are more experienced teaching those who are less experienced. This can be unofficial, as in a parent teaching, training a child, or a coworker teaching you the skills required to do the job. Or it can be more official, such as going through an apprenticeship. Either way, to be mentored is likely the best way to be trained, as it always is directly related to the task at hand. There is no specific academic level required to be mentored. Apprenticeships are a great way to use the power of mentorship to gain skills and knowledge in a specific field. Some apprenticeships can be conducted outside of official government programs, such as an experienced artist teaching a novice. The most common and well-known apprenticeships, of course, are administered through a provincial or national board directing students through a process that results in a license to do the job. Some trades, such as electricians, plumbers, and mechanics, are required to be trained in this way, while others, such as carpentry, millwrights, and bakers, are not required, although encouraged to do so. Any trade that requires a license in order to practice will likely require some combination of on-the-job and school-based learning. Although there are different requirements for different trades, it is pretty safe to say that if a student has a school grade level of 10, he or she is likely ready to do an apprenticeship. Now keep in mind that a school grade level 10 is not a very high standard, and that most home-educated students are easily beyond that level by the time they are old enough to start working or apprenticing at age 16. The process for engaging in an apprenticeship is really quite simple. You just get a job within a trade. If you like it, work hard. Show yourself able to and capable and dependable. Then ask your employer to sponsor you in an apprenticeship. Once the paperwork is done, you will need to collect enough hours on the job before applying to attend school. Depending on the trade, you may have to do an entrance exam to be able to proceed. This is done in order to make sure that you have the potential to succeed at trade school and should not cause you any anxiety. I understand that many of you who are good with your hands don't usually like the book learning approach, but take confidence in the fact that any test required for an apprenticeship, indeed the entire process, was likely created by people who don't like tests, for people like you who may even hate them. Also keep in mind that the reason you likely did not like tests was that a lot of the tests you have written actually had Nothing to do with life as you saw it. Shakespeare's not really connected to plumbing, if you know what I mean. Tests associated with the apprenticeship process are meaningful in that they are testing what is needed to practice a trade. In other words, there is a practical application of what is being tested to what you are learning and doing. I suggest you go to our website under Resources and click on Apprenticeships for a more detailed description of what is involved.